Hi, this is Joanne Farrell and you're listening to Phil Wilson.
Phil Wilson's Vinyl Revival.
Joanne Farrell made her professional debut at the tender age of 13 in the Westend production of Bugsy Malone, alongside Catherine Zeta-Jones, Lee Ross and Stephen McIntosh. At the age of 16, she moved from her native Manchester to pursue a career in the performing arts, attending the famous Italia Conti School in London, and won the lead part of Sandy in Greece at London's Victoria Palace Theatre. Played Stephanie in Saturday Night Fever at the London Palladium. TV-wise, Joanne was nominated as Best Bitch in a soap for her portrayal of hotel owner Sarah Jane Harvey in the daytime soap Crossroads, and went on to play firefighter Nikki Higgins in ITV's Steel River Blues, where she performed her own stunts. Other roles include in the Walking Dead, Cold Feet, Heartbeat and Dream Team, along with comedy productions Barbara, Loved by You and Baby Cows, Combat Sheep. Joanne also appeared in the film Hospital with Emma Thompson and Greg Wise, and music-wise represented the UK in the Eurovision Song Contest as supporting singer with the group Scooch, notably dressed as a flight attendant, scoring at the time an outstanding 19 points. She's also recorded vocals for artists such as Robbie Williams and Dame Shirley Bassey. And Joanne joins us now here on the show. Hi, thanks for joining me here on Phil Wilson in the Morning.
Thank you.
I played your latest single, Crown, on the show recently, which is beautiful, by the way, but then found out that there is a story behind it. Would you like to tell us about it?
Yes, there is a story behind the song, actually. I wrote the song for my daughter, Yasmin, who's now 12. And I wrote it as a message of hope and strength and determination and pride for her and for all young women to face life's challenges. So it was all the more poignant for me, actually, because I developed a pregnancy-related heart condition called peripartum dilated cardiomyopathy. Cardiomyopathy is probably most recognisable for when sports stars collapse on the pitch, and it's a disease of the heart muscle which sends you into heart failure, at which point the heart finds it difficult to pump enough blood around the body to support your vital organs. It's very difficult to diagnose, especially in my case, in the pregnancy-related case, because a lot of the symptoms mirror pregnancy symptoms. So swelling in the legs, palpitations, being very tired and being breathless. The difference was for me that once I'd given birth, I just didn't recover. And in fact, my health deteriorated over a very long period. And unfortunately, I was sent home from the GP or from A&E several times being told that I was a tired mum. Prior to having my condition, I was an actress in the West End in musical theatre. So I trained as a dancer, and I did 8 shows a week in long runs of a year at a time. So I felt that I would have known if there was something wrong prior to that. I was told that I was probably born with part of the condition, which is a left bundle branch block, and that happens when the heart is stretched so much that the electrical impulse snaps, and it makes it more difficult for the heart to pump. So I was told that I was born with that, but I really felt that I would have known beforehand. So I was really convinced that there was something really mortally wrong with me. In fact, I did feel that I was dying, and I developed this sense of an impending sense of doom. And because of that, I pushed very, very, very hard to get a diagnosis. I went to the GP over and over and over, and in the end, I went privately, and 3.5 years later, got this diagnosis of very serious heart failure. And I think the one thing that I take away from that is that we spend a lot of time asking, how's baby? But it would be nice to ask, how's mum too? Because sometimes mum isn't faring that well. And when you're told that there's nothing wrong with you over and over, you do start to think that you're going mad. So I was probably very strange for being one of the people who was so joyous at getting a diagnosis of peripartum dilated cardiomyopathy. The one great thing, I guess, that comes out of it, if you can turn a positive into it, would be that, you know, once I started to feel better, I just felt that I wanted to go back to music and I wanted to write songs, and I've consequently written a song of encouragement and to encourage anyone who's listening to face up to life's challenges.
Your personal mission now is to raise awareness and support for the many thousands of people in the UK who suffer from cardiomyopathy. Is there any way the public can help and support?
Yes, there are ways the public can help and support. One of the first ways, I think, is to be able to talk about cardiomyopathy and just generally spreading the word. If you don't know that these conditions exist, then it's very difficult to put two and two together if you think you're suffering from the symptoms. So I would say, first of all, just to generally discuss it with friends and family, and if you know anyone, to talk or you have it yourself, just to talk to people about it generally. Apart from that, there's a great website, Cardiomyopathy UK, which I think is cardiomyopathy.org, and they have support groups all over the country. So there's always someone you can turn to or someone you can chat to, and other people who are suffering from the same conditions. So that's a really good place to look. Yes, Cardiomyopathy UK charity.
And Joanne Farrell is back with us here on Phil Wilson in the Morning here on Radio Shields. Now back to the music, and I know you are no stranger to the stage, having performed with the BBC Concert Orchestra and performed to an audience of 100,000 people in London's Party in the Park in Hyde Park. Do you have any projects coming up that you could tell us about?
At the moment, I'm in the middle of writing my album, so I'm hoping that will be ready by the end of the year. And aside of that, I'd like to put together some live shows, so watch this space, I'll let you know.
Now, Eurovision is around the corner, and with the United Kingdom having the home city of Liverpool as the host, who do you think will have a good chance of winning?
Oh, it's so exciting, isn't it, that Liverpool's hosting the Eurovision? Well, I'm hoping that whoever's representing Great Britain this year is as fabulous as Sam Ryder was last year, because what a great song, and he's so bubbly and great. So, yeah, fingers crossed it's us.
After performing with Scooch in 2007, what advice would you give to the UK entry as we could have a winning song?
I would say go out there and have a great time and know that the whole of the UK is supporting you and you're on home soil, so go and enjoy every minute of it.
Thank you for joining me, Joanne, and I would love to catch up with you later in the year to see what you're up to and how your charity is going. Is that okay?
I would absolutely love that. Thank you so much for having me.
And finally, would you like to introduce your latest single?
Yes, I would. Thank you, Phil. This is Joanne Farrell, and you are listening to my new song, Crown. Hi, this is Joanne Farrell, and you're listening to Phil Wilson in the Morning on Radio Shields.
This is Phil Wilson.